Zoopy's back again. Now I live in a land called Liverpool, and welcome to my den. So, me and my wife actually moved from London to Liverpool because we felt that a change was in order, and sometimes, you know, a change is as good as a rest, as they say, and lots of other things. There will be things I'll miss about London. It's, after all, where I was born and bred, you know. It's I'm a London boy. I will miss... There are dozens of things I will miss. Oh, dozens! I will miss the transport. I will miss my work colleagues. I will miss the shops. I will miss my family. I will miss... Anyway, there are lots of things I'll miss about London. But the thing is, the things I won't miss about London, I could write you a book about. So, my wife is originally from Liverpool, and she wanted to come back here, so I'm along for the ride, whether I like it or not, and, you know, I'm happy. We moved from my 1.5 bedroom flat in London, our 1.5 bedroom flat in London, to this place, right? Now, the thing about London and Liverpool in terms of, you know, the difference in accommodation is that in London you can live in a place like this for that much, and in Liverpool you can live in a place like this for that much. So the decision was easy, and here I am. So today my first review is going to be one that I specifically associate with Liverpool, because it's the first fragrance I wore when I got here. The fragrance of which I speak is none other than Rien by Etat, Libre d'Orange. Now, I may have murdered the pronunciation of that, but last time I checked, I'm not French, so that doesn't really matter, does it? Excuse me, I just have to drink some of my lovely alcohol-free beer here by Bavaria. It's beautiful stuff. I don't drink alcohol because alcohol and I best not friends anymore. Shall we put it that way? I thought we used to be, you know, a few years ago, but it didn't work out, so I decided to knock it on the head, and I like the taste of beer, so I have this, which is nice alcohol-free substitute. It's very good quality, lovely stuff. Maybe I'll get some free stuff, and very unlikely. Back to this. We were moving here, and I bought this off a guy on one of the Facebook groups, the fragrance groups that I'm on. This perfume is a niche perfume. I will do a video about the difference between niche fragrances and designer fragrances at some point for anybody who doesn't know. But this is not that point, so I'll do it some other time, alright? It's quite expensive if you buy it wholesale on their site, the company's site. It's £125 for 100ml. I paid, I think, 65 quid for this one, something like that anyway, so I got it for much cheaper. And it's beautiful. So I had it sent here because we were moving here and I didn't want to sort of like have it turn up while we were moving or whatever, so I got it sent to my wife's mum's house, so it'd be here when I arrived, right? So when we got here I was excited to try it, and I did try it, and so now I've got that kind of, it reminds me of arriving here. I don't know much about it. I've worn it quite a few times, so I do know it quite well in terms of how it smells and everything, but I don't know much about the company. It's the first one I've ever had from these guys. I do know that it's by a perfumer called Anton Louis, and that it's a 2006 release. And Anton Louis has done stuff for other stuff for this company, and he's done stuff for Armani, and he's done some, I think, Versace stuff, Versace Noir, something or other, one of those dark Versace ladies ones. But he's got a big repertoire of fragrances, but lots and lots of niche stuff. The notes in it, excuse me again, I don't know what's going on. You'll have to bear with it, because I don't do continuity in any continuity editing in my videos ever, so what I say and how I sound is what you get, right? The notes in it, if I can remember, I'll see if I can remember them. If I'm not, I'll put them up here, okay? I think that it goes black pepper in the top, then there's cumin, rose, and opium poppy, and then in the base you've got leather, styrax, patchouli, and vanilla. I did remember them. But what it seems to neglect to mention in that notes listing is the one aspect and scent of this that comes bursting through, and that is incense. It's an incense monster, right? It really is. It's an incense. It's insanely incensey, right? Now, this one, it's got like it's got a floral aspect. It's got a dryness. It's got an airy aspect, and also aldehydic. Now, when I've mentioned aldehydic in the past, I don't expect a lot of people to. I don't expect everyone to sort of understand what that means. But and it's got several different aspects and explanations of what aldehydic is. But in this regard, I mean that it's sort of airy and ozonic and sort of clear. But the thing is this fragrance is exceptionally heavy. It's really, really dense. Okay, now, when I say the incense, it's more incensey than a packet of incense. This thing looks down at incense going, "You call yourself incense, check me out," right? And it really is. It's full of incense. And it smells a bit churchy, but I don't really mean in a sort of Western Catholic church vibe or anything like that. I mean kind of almost like a monasterial kind of monks kind of. Imagine the guy in the orange robes and the shaved head with the little paint on his face and whatever, waving that little thing around, right, and wandering around doing his chants, right? That kind of thing, you know. There's kind of really zenned out kind of people who, you know, they're just different. They transcend our sort of Western ideals and ways of thinking. The kind of person who, when they stub their toe, they don't go, "Oh my God, for fuck's sake, bastard." They go,
"Such is the path of life."
And that's how they respond to when they stub their toe, or when they bang their thumb with a hammer or whatever, you know. It brings to me a feeling of euphoria, and it's almost like some sort of a Zen enlightenment kind of aspect, and sort of just this feeling of sort of oneness and calmness, and just it's really tranquil. It's kind of a bit hard to describe. It's like, well, I mean, you're going all cosmic, man. But that's what I get from it. What it feels like to me, sometimes with this one, is as if I've been put under some kind of sort of, almost like I've been like in some kind of drugs ritual, right? You know, there's opium poppy in this. It's almost like that some shaman has put you into some kind of trance or something, right? And then taught you some stuff, you know, subliminally that's kind of beyond your rational thought, stuff that's just kind of it's soaking into your psyche, and you've learned it without knowing what it means, but then you come round and you are enlightened and greater for the experience, and you wake up on the floor, and this shaman's got his hand on your forehead and a glass of water, and everything's okay, right? Because that's how this feels. It just feels like everything is okay when I wear it. I'll try and describe the smell a bit more. So you've got incense, you've got some florals, you've got some spiciness, and I've put some on earlier, hours ago. And you've got a kind of almost a metallic smell in here, and it is a bit leathery. And it's if anybody out there has tried, this is another niche fragrance, has tried Avignon by Comme des Garçons. It's kind of like that. It's quite similar to that one, but way more powerful. It's ridiculously strong. This one, it's beast mode, absolutely no doubt, right, to start with. But the longevity is insane. This thing, you can still smell it as if you've just put it on the next day, right? This very shirt, and it's been washed since then, I wore after I'd wore this fragrance, and I sprayed some down my top and stuff like that, and then I put this in my wardrobe, and about 3 weeks later I got out again, and it still smelled like I'd sprayed it the day before. It's ridiculous how long it lasts for. It's fantastic. It's easy to overdo it on this one as well. You know, you could just go 1-2 sprays, that's it, right? I tend to go more than that because I just do, but 2 sprays of this is enough. And it's rare for me to say that about I've only got a few that do that. I'll give you a little explanation and a little example of how easy it is to overdo this one, right? My wife's dad they keep getting this out. I can't make up my mind what to do with it. She's like, oh, yeah, I'll just keep holding it for now until I decide to. Anyway, my wife's dad came round to help us move some rubbish down to our local recycling depot, which is just down the road, but it was heavy stuff from the garden that the previous owner of this place had left strategically lying around for us to find in sheds and behind stuff, right? And so we were going to take it to this recycling depot. I had sort of forgotten that he was coming round and put this on quite heavily, right? And he's not a fragrance head at all. And I thought, oh my God, I'm gonna suffocate him when I get in the car with him. So I went downstairs into the shower, right? I ran the shower and I stuck my arms in and I soaped my arms up and I rinsed them off, and then I got the what's the cloth thing you wash it, the flannel off the little thingamajig on the side, and I put a bit of soap on it and I wet it down and I rubbed it around my neck and I tried to get as much of it off as I could, and so I'd washed off about 80% of it off, or so I thought. Went and got in the car with him, and he's driving down the road in a zigzag like this, going, and I was having to say, well, hold the steering wheel a little bit, and we got to the place, and I got out of the vehicle in this big depot, and there's all like on one side there's like, you put your garden waste here, your plastics here, your metals here, your woods here, your paint, blah blah, all that sort of stuff. I got out and walked past these two guys who were unloading a van full of garden waste, right? As I walked past them, about 15 feet away from them, one of them went, what the f*** is that smell? And the other one went, I can't smell any. Oh, hold on. Ooh. Now that's the response I got from wearing that, and that's when I thought I'd washed it off pretty much completely. This is outside in winter on a windy day. That's how strong it is. It's absolutely beautiful stuff. In a nutshell, I'm going to say that it's floral, incensey, resinous. It's not sweet at all. There is no sweetness in it whatsoever. There's something in the extreme background that's trying to make a vibe of sweetness, but it never comes through as any one sweet aspect. There isn't anything in it where you go, that's a bit of fruit, that's a bit of sugar, that's a bit of honey. There isn't anything like that at all. Maybe some of the other things come together to make a very, very slight sweetness as a whole, but it's more dry and clear, and it's strange because although it is all of these things like dry and clear and transparent a little bit and a tiny bit almost airy, it's also one of the heaviest fragrances I own. It's very, very, very strong indeed, and I really like it. It's not going to be for everyone because it's a bit polarizing, and to some people it might be a sort of love or hate thing. And I don't wear it very much. When I got it, there was already a little bit gone, and you can see I've used probably about 2 or 3 mil, maybe 4. How many times have I worn it? Maybe I've used about 5 mil anyway. But it will last me a long time because I'm not going to wear it that often. It's not the kind of thing that it's I don't know. Anyway, it's kind of a special occasions thing, especially seeing as it's my arriving at Liverpool fragrance. So that was just a little thing to keep you up to date where I am and what's going on now. So hopefully I'll be making some more videos. You never know though, do you, with me? I mean, that could be it for another 6 months. Who knows? But anyway, it's been fantastic to have you back, and I hope it's been of some interest to you. So you can comment if you wanna, like if you like, subscribe if you would, press the notifications thing to be notified twice a year. And it just remains for me to say, check out my digs, man, and safe man, chill out, enough respect, and I will catch you next time. Sweet.